Somebody has to lose. And the point is, who's going to tell the public the truth? Because the point is, there is a hole in the balance sheet. Our domestic debt to GDP is around 130%, meaning there is an excessive amount of debt with no growth to pay it back. So there's a hole, there's a loss. That loss has to be realized. Who's realizing the loss? And the public deserves to know that answer. And if it becomes rich people are expected to realize the loss, I'll get on this podcast and I'll say that. But right now, what authorities are deciding in front of us is the poor average American is expected to realize this loss. That is not arguing against you guys. That is just a fact. And so if you are listening or you have people you care about, tell them to buy Bitcoin, because if you don't have assets, and if especially you don't have Bitcoin, you are expected to realize the loss, period.
And there you have it from Jack Mallers. We'll get into more of what we expect with Bitcoin, but you got to listen to that. You got to listen to what the young man's saying. He's sitting there saying that you're going to realize a loss if you aren't in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is that ultimate hedge, that ultimate exit door. Before we get started, make sure you check out the Bitcoin Bros at bitcoinbros101.com. We have ebooks, crash courses, but check out these books if you want to get started. The Crypto Millionaire, Getting Started with Bitcoin, and Crypto's Ultimate Beginner's Guide. And if you want to get more in tune with the technical analysis, which we'll get into this video, the Crypto Millionaire Technical Analysis 101. Instant download, so you don't have to wait. You can get yours today. And getting straight into it, Titans of Crypto's weighing in, preparing for its mid-cycle rally. The next move might surprise many. So when we see these, you have an initial run-up, then a cool-off period where you break the midline, and then when you come back up, this run-up here is this rally here, here, and the one that's going to be coming. Note, in 2013, we did the same thing. 2020, we broke the midline and then came back up and did the same thing. And right now, this midline is breaking. This is a monthly chart, so it's going to take some time for this to play out. Could Bitcoin fall a little bit before it rips? Most definitely. We'll look at that in the charts right now. Current time is recording. Bitcoin's actually having a little bit of a pump, 60.6K. But what do we see? What do we anticipate? So if we look at the charts, we see major levels of confluence and things that you have to pay attention to. So we're going to be looking at roughly this area right here from August of this year till present day. This is the daily chart. So we see quite a few things going on. We want you to be aware. So we had a low here, and then we came back up and put a high in. Now, mind you, this is a higher low. But right here, you've seen a divergence. You see a higher high from low to low. This one then gets negated because look at the next move. The next move comes up and puts in a higher high. So you're basically just steadily just trading in this channel. Now, could we come lower and see lower price action? Yes, we could. Let's take a look at that. We see the 200 moving average, that's this red line. We got the 20 moving average, that's the green line. And we got the 50 moving average, that's this blue line. Well, if we zoom into this price action, what do we see? We're sitting right on top of this 50. And we had a rally yesterday back up to the 20 and got rejected. And you see this massive engulfing red. And typically, when you get a retracement, the retracement's going to go roughly back 1/3 to halfway of this move. And that's exactly what we did. We came 1/3 back up. And right now, we're sitting at resistance right here, around that $60,000 threshold. So could Bitcoin see lower price action? Yes. So look at this here. This could just be simply an ABC correction. So we had the A leg play out here. This could be your B leg that played out yesterday, and now the C leg could occur once we break through this $60,000 threshold. But if you look here, draw a trend line, the trend's your friend to the end, and you can connect the wicks, or you can connect, we'll connect the wick, seeing that we're, we wick down to there. So if we do wick down to this level, where this take us down to? This take us down to like the mid 50s. So will we break 60,000? Yes. Most likely. But if we come down here to these levels and this ABC correction is had, right here is going to be a major level that you want to back up the truck and load up. Now, will this level break? Could we go further? Yes, there's a possibility. You want to pay attention to this level here, the 52 range. If we come back lower to that, technically that's invalidating the structure. But, you got to look at it multiple ways because it really could come back down to this purple line, the $52,000 range, and still put up it could be looked at as here as a low, and this could just be a trading channel and we putting in a high, and then this low would then be that higher low compared to this low. So then this would be invalidated, but still be in an uptrend. So you got to be cautious, you got to be patient, but it looks like we could be getting some downwards pressure. Now, why do we say this? Looking at the DXY as well, the DXY has been ripping. This is on the 2-hour chart, and it broke out of this downtrend, and you see the 20 moving average has crossed over the 200. And when that happens, this is textbook textbook technical analysis. You see we had a lot of space between this bottom here and these two moving average lines. So this area shows you that this is around the bottom. As you see, as we progressed through the weeks, we stayed within this range. We had a few, wicks out of it, but we stayed relatively around that 100 range. And then look what happened. We had a fake out here with the 20 moving up, a fake out here, came back down, and look what happened. We had this bullish cross, and this wasn't a fake out. Now, if we look at the higher time frames, if we look at, let's just say, the weekly chart, now you see the dollar has been trading in this macro channel. It's like a broadening wedge. We came back up. This is actually a bearish setup. We are going to come back down here. This is when Bitcoin is going to rip, but we could have a little bit of a rally before that happens, because you see this downtrend right here. This is a bullish engulfing candle, a very bullish engulfing candle. So could we come back up to retest this bottom line here around the 50 moving average at 103.3 before ultimately hitting this and then coming back down and falling down further? That could be what's in the cards. Note the RSI, the trend's your friend to the end. We could come back up and kiss this RSI, so it could look something like this, where we come back up, that's this price action here, and then we come down into the floor, and that's when Bitcoin and crypto is going to go for their rally. So you might want to just hold off on going all placing your longs right here, because right now it's a 50-50 chance of what Bitcoin could do. Is Bitcoin going to hold this 50 range, or are we going to fall down? You have to wait and see. Microstrategy is another thing to pay attention to, and as you see, this looks like trend exhaustion as well. You see that we had this uptrend, we peaked out around 178, and right now we're seen to be in maybe an ABC corrective wave pattern, but this could be an ABC corrective pattern here. This could be the one leg, this could be the pullback too. But if we invalidate this lower low of this one leg here around 158, that's something to pay attention to. We could be seeing lower price action too. We are below the 20 moving average the current time this recording. So, the 20 moving average is something to pay attention to, but we did have an extension here. We could come back down and put in a higher low. The same thing as Bitcoin. This is on the two-hour range as well. So we put in a low, high, a higher low, a high. So the next question is, where's the next low going to be? If you connect the dots where this low is and this low is, we could be near the bottom, if not already there. If we come down, it's not going to be that much. We could have a wick below this, but you have to pay attention to this and just see, is it a higher probability that we go up or down? MicroStrategy has a huge buy demand, so it's something to definitely pay attention to. Mikey Bulls weighing in. Bitcoin, similarly with the 2023 Q4, first sell-off before the monster rally. The best is yet to come. Well, look what happened last year. We had this bullish divergence, and you had this pullback going into Q4, and then a major face melting rip to the upside. And look at the RSI, got the bullish divergence. The one thing to know here is we came in, we actually broke this pullback here. So, I'm not sure if this invalidates the bullish divergence fully, but it's something to definitely note and pay attention to. And we could maybe have some more pullback before we see that blast off. Another update, Bitcoin's breakout into wave 5 expansion should happen on the estimated 22nd of this month. So the breakout of this basically this channel we've been in over the past 6 months, could we see a pullback within that time frame before we ultimately blast up? This would take us back down to the lower 50s if we came back down here. Note this running flat trend. Trend your friend to the end. We actually break out this channel and then have a bump up and a run up to the upside. So that's what you have to be paying attention to. Some folks have been calling out these 3 white soldier pattern, and right now we have this major bearish candle that we're currently in on the weekly chart, and they're calling validity. They're saying that, you know, this is a bullish trend. Now we looked at this. Now there are cases where this is a bull trend. You know, a downtrend can have a reversal, see these 3 white soldiers, and continue to the uptrend, and that, you know, could be argued for what we see here. And will this just be a pullback and maybe this third leg getting ready to blast off? But there's also a scenario where 3 white soldiers is nothing but a pullback and a downtrend. So right here, and then you have more downwards price action. So right now, once again, it's 50-50. You have to sell in your hands and to sort of see what the market gives you. Bitcoin's holding the 60K range. Will that hold after the next few days? As we showed you, we could see this ABC correction still. So we could run up and hit this 50 range, this $62,000 to $63,000 range once again before we see this ultimate flush out. So you be the judge. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.